We are live. See how long it takes for the first viewer. But there ain't much left in this field though. You can be the phone person for tonight. You can monitor it until some people start. Maybe let me know when there's a viewer.
Okay.
Then I'll start just kind of saying something. Usually doesn't take long for the first person. Maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, that's all we need is 1,200 more watch hours. And we are officially a YouTube partner program or whatever.
I think it's less than that. It was just at like 1925.
Not if you click on that earn button. When you're in the studio, there's an area that tells you. So,
Yes. I know. That's what I'm saying.
well, we're harvesting a small field tonight. It's not going to be a real long live. There's the other combine. We're working towards each other. I think they already hopped out. So it's not going to be a long stream tonight. I thought I'd just show a little bit of what we're doing tonight. Working a small field. We're getting close to the end of harvest. Probably just under 400 acres left. Oh yeah, we're still hammering away. We got like probably 400 acres left or so, maybe even under. We're just doing the small field, so we don't have a whole lot left. I was gonna start a stream a little earlier, but we had some issues going on in the field tonight. Got my wife and my daughter with me, so they're riding. Yeah, the end is in sight. It'll still be a few days, so I will live stream the next couple nights, and on the final night or whenever we finish, I'll stream like the last field or something for a little end of harvest live stream party. What are you up to tonight?
Your comments are tiny.
I know, it's hard to read, especially when you're tired. We're just kind of knocking out some of our smaller fields here today. The elevator storage was kind of full today, so we kind of stayed close to home and just knocking out these pain in the butt fields. This one's a lot of turning. It's not very big, so if we go somewhere else tonight, I'll live stream more, but this might be all we do tonight. The corn's around 20, I think around 22% moisture. It's about a 200 average. So for this field, that's not too bad. The other combine's dumping like right behind me. But I did have a small breakdown last night. It wasn't as bad as I thought originally. I had a bearing go out. But we replaced it first thing this morning and got back up and going pretty quickly, so wasn't a big deal really. Skis got me back going. How long of season? We do a lot of different maturities. I couldn't tell you what this one is that we're running. I could do maybe a breakdown of that in a video. I don't personally plant our corn, my brother does. I do all our soybeans. But yeah, I could get you a breakdown of that sometime. I'd say anywhere from like 98 day to, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know what our highest, longest maturity is. Yeah, 108. That's like kind of the range we're in. So probably anywhere from 98 to 108. This corn's kind of hammering through tonight too. When I get in this taller corn at 92. Yeah, we don't do anything that early. My brother likes to plant like later day corns. He's a seed salesman, so he kind of handles all that. As far as our hybrid selection, we plant back seed corn. But I'd say in that right in that window, 98 to 108. We have a different grain cart operator tonight. It's not Skis. Some of you will be sad. I know Skis has a little fan club out there. Yeah. Yeah, same in our area. There's a mix of everything. We're 100% Bex. We do their commitment rewards program. I'm doing good. How are you? This is just like kind of a small triangle-ish shaped field, 30 acres. Just kind of knocking this one out of the way tonight. We didn't have a lot of wet storage left, so getting some of those nuisance fields out of the way, if you get what I mean. It's just a lot of turning. Just is way too far away. Get it. Yes, I do have a fan club in the cab with me tonight. My daughter's been bugging me to do a live stream. I wasn't going to tonight in this field just because it's so much turning and it's almost over, so she kept asking me to do one, so here we are. But just so you guys know, I will do them the next 2 or 3 nights, whatever it takes before we're done. Like I said, we probably have 400 acres or slightly less than that left. I don't have a firm count. I've been too tired to just sit there and think about how many acres we have left. This corn is actually better than expected for this field. It's pretty good.
Just dump it all on me, Kyle.
I'll just take it to the truck. As you can see, it's like kind of an odd shape. It's along a drainage ditch here. Obviously a lot of red on there. But I still got a 200 average, and I know I'm still counting pretty accurate, so I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you. This farm normally will average like 180, 185. Yeah, that's no good. You can't get it done when you're sitting still. We've only been rained off like twice, I think. But we were so dry before the rain because we got like just over 2 inches, I think, total, but it soaked right in. Yeah, I mean, look at that corn. It's taller than the cab of the combine. This is 53.32, so it's just hammering through my machine when I get in that tall stuff. Because those of you who have been watching know that my corn head takes in so much trash. I can't just strip the ears off it. I take the whole plant in. But this field's done. Like I said, if we do go somewhere else, I'll keep this going, but I don't know if we are. We got to check in at the grain elevator to see. There is another little 5-acre triangle. It's kind of like a little muck. These are typically the fields that we save like for last, but we decided to do them today. Probably everybody has those certain fields that they kind of save for the end because they're, you know, not super efficient. And these are usually those fields, but so how much rain did you get? If it rained for 3 days straight, talking a few inches or what? This is like kind of a wild area. We're boxed in by tree lines along the road. We usually don't bring our semis in the field, so, but we do here because it's our only option. It's a rented farm, so it's not like we're gonna come in here and cut some trees out. So we got the little trucks running tonight, just 2 of them. So it's just kind of one of those chill nights. Like I said, just kind of getting some of the stuff out of the way. We'll finish in some decent fields. A few inches. Yeah, that sucks. It doesn't dry out very good this time of year either. We've been very fortunate in that regard for the last couple harvests now. I'd say 3 in a row, I think. But before that, we had like 4 or 5 like really wet ones in a row, it seemed like. Maybe it wasn't quite that many, but wet enough to where we'd wait till midnight or later, let the ground freeze up, and then we'd run all night long. So we haven't had to do that in a few years anyways, so that's been good. Mert, don't think about it. Oh my god. He doesn't normally run a cart, so I'm not going to let him just pull right up and dump right next to my auger. I don't feel like getting smashed tonight. So yep, no skis. He's driving truck. I don't think he's in this one though. No, I think he's in the blue one. Blue stripe. So we are going to go do that little 10-acre field, so I'll try to take you with me. I think. Are you guys getting out?
Yeah.
It's only 5 acres. I don't know what I just said, but gotta let my fan club out here. So you're gonna have to look at my ugly mug for a few minutes here. And if you're gonna get smashed, better have. Yeah, right? Well, unfortunately for me, I don't drink, so. But you are right about that. Just gonna let these two out here and then I'll move on. Sure, thank you. Alright, lay out right here. Bye, boo.
Bye, Dada.
Love you.
Hey, don't go too far, baby.
Huh?
Why is it so cold out here?
I'll be right back. Bye, Daddy. Famous, you've been on the live stream now. Yeah, it's good to have some visitors tonight. My daughter's been really bugging me to do a live stream when she's with me. So had to knock that one out for her. She's waving. So I'll let them get safely in the car before I take off. But it's just right here on the corner. We'll be going. And like I said, it's only 5 acres, a lot of turning. Southern Ontario, yeah. Oh, hey, Trey's in here. He's our son.
You're lower, Rick.
How's it going in Ontario tonight?
Alright.
But the next probably couple nights I'll do some long streams and some better fields. Like I said, I just thought I'd pop on for a quick one. We got to be right around 400 acres or maybe even slightly less. So I kind of think we're only really looking at maybe like 3 more days maybe of running. So we're kind of at that light at the end of the tunnel, you know. It's been a long journey, as it always is. I'm sure a lot of you know that. Kind of ready to be done, to be honest with you. As much fun as it is running combine, it's also mentally draining. So I'm just kind of ready for it. But then we'll have some tillage to do. We'll have some other stuff we can do, you know, before the weather turns. Some cleanup, stuff like that. So I think today is I think it's Wednesday. I keep saying it's Thursday, but it's not. So I would just predict we'll be done like Sunday. It's just gonna be my guess. I don't think we're supposed to get any rain here in Michigan. I'll be honest though, I've not really looked at the weather a whole lot lately. Because any bit of free time I do have, I'm usually doing YouTube stuff. So it used to be though, I would check the weather every chance I got. But now I'm a YouTuber, so. Yeah, we do the same. We're always beans before corn. Here in Michigan, we will switch back and forth sometimes. Like last year, I think we switched back and forth between soybeans and corn. I don't know, probably 3, maybe even 4 times. I don't really remember, but it was multiple times. Which on a gleaner, to be honest with you, you can switch in probably 10 or 15 minutes. It's really easy. So it's not that big of a deal. But I will have to do a little row stripping here to get access to these headlands, I think. So I don't have a good camera system in here yet, but next year, or by planting season, I will. That's my winter project. I'm gonna build out a pretty sweet streaming rig for my tractor. So I don't have to give you guys this view. I can always keep it on the action. But what I have to do, when I need both hands, this is what you're stuck with. Should only be a couple minutes, I think. But the headlands are kind of covered up by some other end rows here, so I gotta kind of strip these back a little bit. I don't really know how we planted this field, to be honest with you. I'm kind of guessing, just based off of past harvest. It's kind of a funky shape, so there's really no good way to plant it, especially with a 24-row planter. Some headlands right here, or at least rows that go the other way, so we'll find out what they are here in a minute. And they are end rows, so perfect. That's what I was hoping. I don't know if you can see them or not. It kind of looks like you kind of can. So I'll try to give you a little action when I can, but this field's very hard. It's going to be hard to live stream in here. But from Ohio, we're up here in Michigan. Just kind of knocking out a few of these smaller fields. It's a good night to do them and get them out of the way. So we won't have a ton of action. No, probably no grain cart action. Be surprised if I get much. I'll be kind of surprised if I even get a full bin load here. Yeah, it is peaceful. Well, except for the grain cart's going to be right behind me. We have a replacement in the grain cart tonight, so I got to kind of keep an eye out. Make sure he doesn't sneak in behind me. I'm backing across the entire headland here. It's really not real long, but it's better than having to try to cut in on an angle, clear out the corner like I normally do in this situation. And I'm trying to see what's behind me. Looking for trees. I think I'm good. And I only got one hand to steer with, so hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. That's why I need the streaming rig. So I'm gonna get you guys some sweet streams come planting season. I promise you that. I'm gonna get a good camera and some sort of like a movable mount that I can swivel you around and like kind of hands-free for me. It'll be cool. Oh no, we still got a lot of leaves, tassels, everything on them. So I'll probably have to do that one more time. I'm guessing it's a 24-row headland. Kind of tickling that corn over there a little bit. So I might have to set you down one more time here, so I don't hit anything. Oh, there's the other combine. That's the other thing, like these small, weird shaped fields, it's like hard to run combines in here. You get in each other's way more than anything. But of course I am backing up across the entire headland, so I'm the one probably doing the wrong thing here, but I don't feel like messing around in the corner. It's like a really small 5-acre little muck on the other side of the landowner's driveway, and so we just plan it for him. You know what I mean? Instead of it like just being like weeds set aside or something like that. Could do some sweet corn down in here. That'd be a good idea. We've talked about that. So like I said, I'll be surprised if I even come out of here with a bin load. I might, but probably not. Wettest July on record. Where are you at, Jeff? Sorry, I haven't really been able to keep up on the comments right now either. There's got too much going on in here. And I gotta try to find a place to cut. I guess I'll cut it along the ditch bank. Yeah, this is the driveway. The field I just left is on the other side of the driveway. So like I said, we just kind of, you're not just going to leave this part bare over here, so we just plant it, and it is what it is type thing. Iowa. Okay. We had a pretty dry summer here. I mean, we always just got just enough rain. We were pretty much like borderline drought conditions all growing season. But we had very good yields this fall, so I think everybody in our area anyways is probably pretty happy, if I had to guess. I know we are, on both the corn and soybean side, and wheat. Wheat is a good year for wheat for us up here too in Michigan. At least in my area. Can't speak for the entire state. It's variable, just like it is everywhere. But we're in Lake Odessa, Michigan, if you don't know. On the state of, on the map, we sit right in between Lansing and Grand Rapids. We're like pretty much exactly in the middle of those two cities. So that's where we're located. Kind of considered West Michigan. We're usually like right on the edge of like lake effect snow in the winter. We do get some, but not as heavy as they get like in Grand Rapids. Just because of our distance from Lake Michigan. We're a little more inland. But we still get it here for sure. But that kind of controls our weather a lot year round, whether it's snow or rain. The way the storms kind of can come in here. So we live in kind of an interesting area. And we have pretty heavy soils here in our immediate area. Not a whole lot of irrigation. There is some, but not a lot. So you're gonna see like a lot of like spots like this in this field. Deer, coon, you name it. They live in here. Yeah, our test weight's kind of been a little bit all over the map. We've had some good test weights, some low test weights, some high test weights. It's small, but it got a big world. You right? Yep. I feel you there. Historian? Yeah, historian. Yeah, we farm a total of 4,000 acres at the moment, and that's split up between corn, soybeans, and wheat. So on the corn side, we had 1,750 acres of corn and just over 1,800 acres of soybeans, and the rest was wheat this year. So that's kind of how we're sitting. We run two Gleaner combines with 8-row heads on them. I have the S98, and my brother has the S97. So neither one of our beacons are on, but he's really chasing us down for corn. Oh, his beacon just came on. Yeah, dude. If any other farmers are in here, you know why I'm laughing. Replacement grain cart operator tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, now he jackknifed it. Backing up. It's not skis for the regular viewers. You guys all like skis. That's not skis. Yeah, it's a good amount for sure, Jeff. It's a lot of work, but we just get her done. That's the name of the game. This will probably be my last pass. I'll probably leave that for him. Unless he jets out of here, and he's not going to. Maybe there's more over there than I think. But I told you this was a pretty small field, so that should be it. But I won't leave him hanging. Yeah, see, good thing I didn't. There's going to be some extra rows in there because of the odd shape. He has a 24-row planter, so if anyone else in here is a farmer, imagine trying to plant this little 5-acre triangle with a 24-row planter. I mean, it's always rough for farmers. I don't know. Just for my personal experience, it's no different than any other time. I think a lot of things get overblown. People overreact. It's just my personal opinion. I'm in a Gleaner S98. If you're asking about the combine, but the tractor you've seen is a Fendt 936. Yeah, it is a good size combine. It's the biggest one Gleaner makes. It's class 8. Typically get like 350 bushel in your bin. Well, just depends. Like this field, between the other side, these are combined. We ended up with 192 bushels per acre. But I would say our average for the season so far is probably around 230, maybe 240. I haven't looked in a few days. But we will obviously be kind of confirming all of that, with our scale tickets. We do a lot of calibration to our yield monitors, so we trust the numbers we're seeing. But it doesn't mean we're 100% on, with that. But we're probably within a few percent, and we always go back and check our scale tickets and do the math for our actual numbers. Yeah, you're probably right there, historian. You're probably close in the ballpark, anyways, at that price. It's not quite that, but you're close. Oh, really? There's not a ton of gleaners around. Like, obviously they exist. But, yeah, we've always been a gleaner farm, dating back to my grandpa. So we've always ran gleaners ever since they were a thing, probably. I'm 43 years old, so I can remember, back in the 80s, and the first combine that I like really remember would be like the N6, like that I remember riding in and stuff. But I do vaguely remember maybe a combine or two before the N series came out, like just barely. That probably my grandpa ran. Might have been like an L or an M, something like that. It seems like. A gasket unit? I guess I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, GPS, yes. We run GPS on everything pretty much. In corn, that yellow thing out there on the corn head, that's what that is. So it's not technically GPS, but it's a steering sensor, and it will steer me through the corn rows. It's not the best one, but it cost $1,000 and it works. So you can't find something that works as good as that one does for that kind of money. So that was a good buy. Yes, this is a combine. It takes the kernels right off the cob. I don't know if I can turn my light on. I don't know if you can see it in the grain cart. So yes, you're looking at a corn harvester. Jeff, that same thing happened to me. I went through I think it was a DMI wagon, because we always had DMIs. I think I dropped my glove in there. I was like standing on the ladder, kind of leaning over the top, watching the corn empty, and I dropped my glove, and I think I reached in to grab it, and I fell in. And someone opened the doors all the way to let me out. I don't know who it was. My dad or my grandma or grandpa. I don't know. So we're just kind of sitting here. I'm going to assume that we're done. Just kind of folding my bin extensions in like he did. They flatten right out on top of your combine. As you see, he has some underglow lighting. If we're not done, we're going to actually turn a left out of here. So if he goes left, I know we're going to one more field that's kind of crazy and cut up. But if he goes right, we're done. I turned my radio down. That's probably why. So he's going left, so I'm going to guess we're going to deer camp, we call it. I can show you on the map quick. I know it's probably a little blurry, but we're just going to take a left out of here, come down this road. There's a tight curve right here. And we are going to kind of like that Y-shaped field. We call this deer camp because they do a buck camp during hunting season back here in this corner. It's another kind of wild farm. It's got a muck on it. Hey, thanks. I know these live streams, I think, have really picked up the traffic to my channel. Gotten a lot of people watching the videos, which is pretty cool. So thanks for that. And you're part of it. You've been watching every live stream, I believe. Well, I don't get paid by the hour, unfortunately, because I work a lot of hours. But, we sell our grain just like any other business after expenses. We kind of take like a salary out of you know, the proceeds, and just like any other business, but we don't get paid by the hour. Our our help does, obviously, like our truck drivers, the grain cart guy, stuff like that. I need to get rid of all these corn leaves off my feeder house eventually. So you'll kind of see this wild area we're in. This is on the back side of our home farm section. It's just kind of a little wild area, surrounded in trees, and there's a couple lakes up here where this road curves. So this is not the wide open part of the section. Our home farm kind of is. It's just, behind us over here. So we're just kind of like on the back side of that. If you've been watching any of my videos, you probably kind of know what I'm talking about from soybean harvest, because I was talking a lot about our home farm section. Bicentennial Baby. Hi. Interesting name. My oldest tractor? Ooh. Good question. I think we have a WD-45 around still, so I'm not sure what year that would be. But the old Allis-Chalmers, I know we still have that around, but obviously we don't do any field work with it. As far as like working tractors that we do field work with, it'd be a Challenger. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's a little older. We pull our big land roller with it in the spring. I would cut across this field instead of taking the corner, but I chisel plowed it already, so I can't do that. We're in Michigan, but I'm driving down a back road right now, going to a small field that we have up here. It gets even crazier. Up here where you see that yellow sign, it's a 90 degree turn that I need to try to snake through. But the other combine made it. He's right there. If you can see his lights at all. So yeah, this is a wild area right through here. But there's a lot of open farmland in this section as well. We have basically 400 acres over here to my right. That is, pretty much all one field. So this is just the back side of that. It gets a little crazy. I have a car coming, and I'm gonna blind them. Sorry about that, lady. Or guy, whoever you are. All I seen was a dog. Looked like the dog was driving. But right ahead of us, there's a lake down in there. So yeah, it's kind of a crazy area. I'm gonna have to watch my auger on that big tree we just passed. That's the problem with taking this curve. Because on a gleaner, your auger sticks pretty far out the back. I can just barely see it in my mirror. I think I just cleared the tree, so I should be good to crank it. Oh, man. Yeah, I normally don't come this way with the combine, but like I said, that field that I could have crawled across was already chisel plowed, so. So, he pulled in here. I'm going to go up to the next driveway. There's another section of the field. Instead of us kind of butting heads and being in each other's way, I'll come down here and start cutting. I'll go down to the muck area. This is challenging for sure, getting through these areas, but yeah, so if you just go up like another quarter mile straight ahead of us, it all opens up, and like I said, we have about 400 acres all in one field that stretches all the way over to them lights on the next mile over there. So this is all one section. I seen deer eyes up there. Imagine that, a deer at deer camp. It's probably going to be an unlucky deer eventually. So we made it to the field. And I like to be interactive, but at the moment I just can't read every comment. But feel free to either chat with each other and I'll comment when I can. No, this is not a John Deere, it's a Gleaner. Just waiting for my bin to finish folding up, or unfolding I should say, and there it goes. Now we'll get to cutting here. There's going to be times I'm going to have to set you guys down where I'll flip the camera. You guys will be able to see me. Because there's going to be times when I'm opening this field I need both hands. Right now I'm just holding my phone in my left hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just got to kind of work my way in here. I think that was 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And for those who weren't here in the beginning, we're just kind of on the downside of a corn harvest. We have, roughly 400 acres left to run. We didn't have a lot of wet storage left today. They weren't going to let us run too late. So we decided to kind of knock some of these inefficient fields, knock them off today, just to get them out of the way. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight. Not real big fields, not great yields either, just kind of knocking out. I don't want to be disrespectful to the landowners and say anything, because this is rented ground. But, it's just inefficient to work because they're odd shapes. A lot of headlands, not real big in size. So, yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. Solo, that's a good question. Probably 15 acres an hour, maybe. We're running 8-row heads. I feel like with the 6-row head I was doing 10 acres an hour, so I would have to say at least probably 15. But I've never actually looked on my computer. You know what I mean? I just run. I think more in like bushels per hour when I'm harvesting than acres per hour, but I would guess probably 15 with one machine. Am I actually doing this? Yes, right now. Hi. So here in a second, I'm just going to stop for a quick second, flip you guys around. I need both hands. I'll turn you back around when I can, so you can see the action. Just kind of watching my mirrors, and I'm backing down my tire tracks so I don't run corn. And I'll get back a little ways, then I'll cut over. Get myself enough room to turn around. That's kind of how I do it without running over corn. I just kind of do a couple side cuts. Creates like a V or wedge, like I call it. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out my channel. I made a video on it. I make all different types of videos. I do these live streams. I make some long form videos. And then I also do like shorts. So I do like a variety of things. The long form ones are like kind of like a day in a life, like a lot of the other farm channels do. But my plan is to do a lot of live streams in the future. I'm gonna build myself I'm gonna get a good camera and build myself a nice mount for it, so I can swivel it around, so that I don't have to set my phone down like this all the time. And then I can chat with everybody while I work, but keep the camera on the action. So that's kind of my plan for the future. I will build that out for planting season. So if you like this type of stuff, don't be afraid to check out my channel, subscribe, so you can catch them next year when I'm doing them. I will live stream tomorrow, probably the next 2 or 3 nights as well. So if you like this stuff, there's more coming. And when I'm in bigger fields and I can use, and I don't need both hands, I try to be really interactive and talk to you guys as much as I can. Answer your questions and all that. I just can't do that right now. Trying to build like a little community around my channel. Get to know each other in the live streams. Let you guys participate by asking any questions you want. Talk about whatever we want to talk about. So that's kind of what my goal is with my YouTube channel. Not just doing like long form videos. I will keep doing them. But I want to do I kind of want to build out like a live stream community, so that's why I'm doing them. And I'll be able to turn you back around for a few minutes anyways. There's not too many areas in this field where I'm going to be able to really read comments and, respond to you tonight. So that's the only downside of streaming tonight in these fields. But I will when I can. Yes, this is a combine. It's a Gleaner S98. How do I have strong cell signal? I don't know. To be honest with you, there are cell towers around me, but I don't honestly even think I have that great a service. I have decent service right now. I'm on Verizon. So that's all I'm doing is streaming this from my phone at the moment. But like I just explained, next year I'm gonna figure out some sort of internet solution to put on the cab of my tractor if I have to when I'm planting, and I'm gonna have a nice camera. How many beers do I drink? I don't even drink any beers ever, so I don't drink. I'm sure there are farmers who probably drink in their combines and tractors. I don't know. I would imagine. I'm not one of them, though. So as you can see, it's not real strong corn on this pass anyways. There probably will be some over here in the muck. A lot of wildlife in here, and we had some good harvest footage the other night when I was live streaming. We were in a field with I think it was averaging 240, and it was a nice big field. And those are fun to watch because the grain cart's constantly coming up, and tonight's not going to be that kind of stream. So I apologize for that, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed anyways, just hanging out. So this is kind of how we side cut. We just kind of come in on a slight angle so you don't run over corn. Then as you come up to the rows that you really need, you just kind of steer in and you got them without really knocking over any corn. This field over here on my left is a muck. It's been a little too wet at times to farm because it's like a true muck. But the landowner actually put some tile in it. I can't remember if that was like 2 years ago, and we have been able to plant it the last couple years since he did that. So that actually panned out. This field's like 20 acres, but it's kind of split up. I'm on one side, my brother's on the other in his combine. We kind of split up like that for this, just so we're not in each other's way. He'll work one area, I'll work the other. And I'm moving kind of slow tonight. Well, I think they used to like cut it down by hand, like with a sickle, and then they'd bunch it up, but they'd cut the whole plant down. They used to do things a lot differently. There's different ways that harvesting has evolved over the years, obviously due to technology and stuff, but I'm not a historian per se, so you could probably Google that. I know that they did used to like kind of bunch it up, like way back in the day, like cut the whole stalk down. Yeah, then they had like horse-pulled combines and different type of cutters. Probably not combines, but any dead body found? No, I've never found a dead body. Just deer. So I have found deer carcasses. I've ran deer into my corn head many times. Well, not a lot, but I'd say maybe like a total of 5. So I say that's a lot, but that's more than probably most people have. This little neck right here that's where the two sides of the field kind of connect. There's like a little opening in the woods between them. This is a challenging field to do with one hand. So I'll set you back down again for a minute. I do have to stay somewhat productive, even though I'm YouTubing. I do have to get some work done. Fields like this aren't the most fun to harvest corn in. I wish I would have mounted my phone at a different spot so at least you could see, but then I wouldn't be able to see the comments and see what's going on, so I gotta kind of keep it over here where I can see it. Because I know you guys didn't join to stare at the side of my head. I'll be able to flip you back around here in a second. I had you guys stuck to my side window is where I put my phone. on a magnet. And I got a little tree branch hanging out. I gotta make sure I'm not gonna scrape up against it too much. A little bit on my ladder. That'll be alright. This is pretty good hunting ground right in here, though, I'll tell you that. And I apologize, can't really read too many of the comments right now. For the people that have watched me before, they know I like to kind of chat with you guys. I just got too much going on at the moment. This corn, look at that, is as tall as a cab. So, you can comment away, until I get going back and forth, I just can't really read them. But normally I am talking with my viewers. I think that's the fun part about live streaming.
Okay. I think you can come in probably this upper driveway that goes back to
Yeah, this corn is very tall. It's probably hard for you guys to tell, but it's a little bit taller than the cab of my combine. Yeah, the stream I had the other night said I had 16,000 views. Like, what was that, 2 or 3 nights ago? I went for 6 hours streaming until about 3 a.m. I was going to shut it off, but the people watching kept asking me to take them to the next field, and they wanted to keep watching. And then even when we were done, they wanted to ride home with me. So I took them right down the road on our way back to the farm, and it ended up being a total of 6 hours with a total of like 16,000 views. Which doesn't necessarily mean all six, the view counts work kind of funny on YouTube. I won't really get into it, but at least that means 16,000 people clicked on the stream, at least, even if they only watched, for like a few minutes or whatever. I think that's what that means anyways. But yeah, that was a good stream, 6 hours long, and we were talking, having chats going the whole time. It was actually a lot of fun. So that's what I'm going to try to build my channel around. So if you like live streams, I also do long form videos, like a day in the life type videos. So if you like watching farming stuff, check it out. And like I said, I just can't keep up with the chats right now because I got too much going on. I gotta find my way out of this tight space I'm in. And I need both hands to do that. I did not cut myself enough room like I normally do. There we go, we got it. So yeah, we're picking up a decent amount of views, so I'm going to keep doing it, and yeah, hopefully people like what we're doing. Eventually we'll do some like shirts and merch type stuff. Do something cool like that if people keep if we get a community going in the live stream and stuff, I think that'd be cool. But the issue is going to be harvest is almost over. I'm going to have to find some content, guys. We do have tillage to do, like I said, so we'll probably be able to do videos on that. Yes, I am in a combine. This is corn harvest. We're in Lake Odessa, Michigan. We have about 400 acres to go, or maybe a little under. And we were just kind of knocking out some of these smaller fields tonight. So this is probably the last one of the night. It's only, I don't know, 23 or 4 acres. It's kind of cut up, hard to work, so we're just getting it out of the way so we can finish. You know, we'll move on to some bigger fields tomorrow and hopefully finish, you know, Saturday, Sunday, right in there. It's kind of what I'm thinking in my mind. You work for Zeeland? Okay. Have you been to our farm? We've had a lot of Zeeland drivers over the years. But we've had a very long relationship with Zeeland Farm Services. I've been racing with Arlen. I don't think he'll do that again. The race car got smashed that day. That was funny. But yeah, my dad, or my grandpa, my dad, my uncle, they've had a long, and now us. I gotta kind of cut through this corner a little bit. I've had a long-standing relationship with you guys over there at Zeeland. Oh, you're down in Nebraska? Whoa, that's a long haul. I remember Mikey used to drive in to our farm so I remember him when he was driving truck. My grandpa really liked him. I'd always give him popcorn, candy bars, all sorts of stuff. No, this is not Ukraine. This is Michigan.
You're not a
We're doing it at night because it needs to be done. That's really the short answer. You know, we don't necessarily work set hours. We just work until the work's done. Obviously, we go home and go to sleep.
Where you at, Kyle?
Well, I'm on the other, on the muck section on the headland. So yeah, we work days, nights. Just really kind of depends on the wet storage availability, on how late we do work. The other night we worked till like 3 a.m. By the time I got into bed, it was 5 a.m. But we didn't start early the next day, so it always kind of evens back out.
Do I have to go down the road to get to you?
I have no idea what he's cut over there. So yes, you can come down the road. Make sure you put your auger back if you do. I am full. Our grain cart's got to try to find a way here. I'll kind of show you what we're working on here.
Yeah, the road's the only way over.
It's a Y-shaped field. I'm in this square. My brother's over here in this longer section. There's a little neck in between the woods that kind of connects them. But I don't think the grain cart can go through there yet. So not that I'm aware of. Their guy. Just soybeans. Back in the day, they used to do navy beans. I'm sure there's other types of beans grown somewhere in the state of Michigan. It's a pretty diverse state, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you for sure, to be honest with you, but not in my area. I'm just a farmer. I'm not a expert. I just do the job. Get abducted by a UAP? Yeah. I kind of wish I would right about now, to be honest with you. That might do me some good. If a UAP came flying over right now and a beam of light like hit the ground in front of me, I might jump into it to see what would happen. Yeah, I think so too, Zach. We really like what we do. But you do get to a point like during harvest where you're kind of like, okay, I'm ready for this to be done. And I'm kind of at that point right now. I mean, I'm not hating it by any means. It's just I'm tired. I'm just mentally fatigued. And yeah, I'm not going to be real sad when the harvest is over. It's a lot of work, a lot of hours. But yes, it is fun. We love it. So I'm not complaining. I'm just complaining. Yeah, I could mow down some zombies for sure. If the zombie apocalypse ever happens, come find me. I'm in Michigan. We'll mow them down together. Yeah, that's corn that I'm dumping into our grain cart. I'm in a combine. The standing corn is over here. The combine takes in the plant, shells it, spits all the trash out the back, puts the kernels into my bin here, and that's what I'm dumping into him is the kernels of corn. For the short explanation. And now he will take it to a semi and dump it in a semi. Then the semi will take it to the grain elevator, dump it, and it needs to be dried and then stored. So that's what we're doing tonight. From Indiana? All right. I just had a guy riding with me today from Indiana. He's a Fendt rep. He was a nice guy. Had a good conversation with him. Couldn't tell you. I don't remember what town he said he was from. Well, a combine would be really good in a zombie apocalypse. That's what we're talking about. I just seen the comment and I said, yeah, you're right. We could probably mow down a lot of zombies with one of these. This is in Michigan. I'm not by Elkhart, no. Or unless you're talking to the other person that said they were from Indiana, probably. My bad. But yeah, for everyone who keeps, kind of popping in, I know people join at other times. We're in Lake Odessa, Michigan. It's just a small farming town. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First step back. Yeah, we're in Lake Odessa, Michigan. That's where we're at. We're harvesting corn. We're kind of knocking out just a couple small fields tonight. We've already done, how many of them did we do? 3, I guess. 3 small fields so far tonight. This is the 3rd. Excuse me. Kalamazoo, all right. Yeah, that's not too far from me, really. Been there many times. We had 1,750 acres of corn this year. We're on, I don't know, we probably got like 400 or slightly less acres left to do. So we're on the downhill side, just kind of knocking out some of our smaller fields. Hoping to finish by, I would just guess Sunday is probably the day we'll finish, but we'll see. Maybe it could be Saturday, I don't know. we never really know how many acres we're gonna be able to get done for sure in a day. Yeah, I've seen a few deer tonight. I seen a huge buck earlier. And when I first pulled into this field, there was a doe standing right in this area somewhere. I could just see its head. So, if you're lucky, we might see one jump out in front of us here at some point during this field. I wouldn't be too shocked. I'm just kind of cutting across right now to get to the back side of the smuck, and I'll start doing the headlands back here. No, it's not rutting. This corn is not rotten. When I get up here towards the corner of the field, I'm probably gonna have to put you guys back on the window for a little bit. Probably just like a minute or two, just so you know. But for the person asking earlier, see how the plants are going in my corn head. Then if you look behind me, the kernels are going in my bin. That's kind of, I could explain the whole process to you, but I don't want to bore you or everybody else. So that's a quick explanation as to what's going on here, if you don't know. And I would probably take the time to try to explain it to you if I was in a bigger field. Oh, well, we didn't see a deer, but we got a tree down over here. I don't know if you guys quite can see that, but that's a pretty big one. That's going to cause some problems. So I need my other hand again so I can back up, steer. I'm going to have to find a way to cut around that. Hopefully it doesn't go much further than the next 8 rows. A little more challenging to get around. I almost did see that. The down trees can kind of sneak up on you a little bit. And you do not want to smash your head into one of those. Now I just got to make sure I'm going to pass by it without hitting it. Can't really see it right now. That's the problem. Yep. There's more to it. Wow, that comes out of ways. That must be a big tree. I'll try to show you. You can probably see all the twigs. That's the top end of the tree. So the trunk's over there, in there somewhere. So I'm gonna have to leave a decent chunk of this field back here in the corner. So that's kind of a bummer. To get someone on that eventually. So now I cut over 8 more. I'm gonna make sure that I pass by it safely this time. And I'm just getting up a little bit, but I made it by it.
Cut down this.
So I'm pretty lucky that I've seen that, because that would have slowed down our progress for sure.
I might be able to just make it back to you. I think I will, actually.
So it's a good thing I set the phone down. Well, here in a couple minutes I will get you guys back on the action. I'm just about ready to get turned around and going the other way. Then I'll be able to turn you back around. So I've made that entire cut from the front of the field all the way to the back, then all the way across the back headland, and I only have 75 bushel. So this field is not yielding very well at all so far. the average yield on my monitor is 137. So this is not a high performer by any means. But we knew that would be the case. It's pretty typical for here. So it's not like a shock or anything. It just is what it is. I'll be turned around here in a
We can
second.
jump on the go warming up earlier.
And then I can join back in with the chat with you guys. So for anyone new, we're harvesting corn in Michigan right now. I got you stuck to my window because I need both my hands right now, but I will turn you around here in a minute. I'm just getting turned around finally. That tree really threw a wrench in my process. So yeah, this is what we're doing. We're cutting corn. Of course I do better. No, I don't know. We're both running basically the same machine. He has a better corn head than I got. But I don't know. I mean, there's no real better or worse as long as you're not. I mean, if one person was out here just running over corn, then I would say that person's the worst. But I'd say we both do a good job because we care. You know, we both have the same goal, so we'll call it a tie. How's that? But if you want a saucy answer, I'm just gonna say I do the best job. We could get some drama going. How about that? Tornado? No, we didn't have a tornado here. Any down corn you see over here is probably either deer or raccoons. There's a lot of wildlife right here in this area, so. This corn is pretty healthy right in through here. We're cutting through a muck right now. You see how tall that corn is? I know it probably don't show on camera that great, but the tassels are just taller than the cab of the combine. And so all that plant material is going through my combine because my head is taking it all in. So I have to go really slow through it. I'm only going 2.3 miles per hour. Well, good for you, truck kid. Congratulations. We hope to be done maybe by like Saturday or Sundays. We have like 400 acres left, we'll just say. I don't know an exact number, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. We're farming together, so he's up there, I'm down here, so I mean, as long as we both get something done, I don't care who's better. I don't even know how you really would have a contest on who's better at shelling corn. Anyways, I mean, maybe just who could get more acres done in a day, I guess, or something. This field, I don't know, probably an hour, maybe a little over an hour to finish this field, I bet. I don't know how long we've already been here though, so it might be like, I don't know, 45 more minutes or something. It's a lot of turning. It's only 23, 4 acres, something like that. So it's not a real big field. It's just, it's a lot of dinking around, headlands, a lot of turning. I'm having to go pretty slow anyways. So if he's making good speed up there, it might go kind of quick. From the Netherlands? All right, welcome to the channel. We are in Michigan. So we're a long ways apart. But welcome. That's cool that you're watching from way over there. Kind of made friends a couple nights ago with a guy, I think he was a guy anyways, from Germany. We were chatting quite a bit. So I think that's cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to plug my phone in so my battery doesn't die. Who saw that face? Do you see a face in the corn? Is there a ghost out here or something? I'm still waiting for that UAP to show up, whoever's talking about that. Zapped me right out of this cab. Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm sure it has something to do with like the nutrients in the soil, but in muck ground like that, the corn always is like super tall. You know, I'm not real sure on the science behind it. But yeah, it's always like super tall in these mucky areas like this. I mean, look at that. These plants are just ginormous. But that goes to show you that does not equal yield, because we were just cutting that really tall corn and it was like 120 bushels to the acre. So just so you know that, I gotta cut this from the other end because of that tree. The height means really nothing necessarily. It can though, like tall corn can yield high, but just because it is tall doesn't mean it's gonna yield high. Yeah, corn is our final crop. We already ran our soybeans. We typically run our soybeans before our corn. And we ran our wheat back in July. So this is the final harvest of the year. We have probably 3-4 days left. Just kind of depends. So yeah. Then we'll move on, do some tillage probably. Yeah. And I'll have a lot of just stuff to work on in the office. I kind of do a lot of our, paperwork, bookkeeping type stuff. So I got a lot of catching up to do in there, probably for a day or two. And then, ooh, I almost got that tree again. I kind of forgot about it, like an idiot. Yeah. Sorry, I need to get both my hands again. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm enjoying myself, but yes, I will be happy when harvest is over. Not because I don't like it or anything like that. It's just, I'm getting tired. I get more mentally fatigued than anything. The last couple days I have been physically tired, but I'm also like really mentally tired. That's probably my biggest struggle that I have to battle through every, long season. And And I'm not really afraid to admit that. It's just a battle. It's a lot of hours. A lot of stress. I've had multiple breakdowns this year, which I tried to keep a good attitude about it, but still, it was stressful. And you get mad, that type of thing. So yes, I will be happy when it's done, but not in like a bad way necessarily. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, fatigue is brutal.
I could have had that deer if I wanted it.
So yeah, I mean, that's just always my biggest struggle, is just the mental side of it. And trying to stay mentally is tough. It helps if I can joke around, I like to keep things kind of lighthearted, joke as much as I can, try not to take things too seriously. But at the same time, it is serious, and when things aren't going good, like with breakdowns and stuff like that, it's easy to kind of, get pissed off and start yelling and cussing a little bit. I'm trying to dump here. He is like so far away from me. I'm barely reaching it in his cart, so I don't know why. So yeah, that's my story anyways, for whoever that was that asked. I can't remember the username, but I know new people keep popping in, so I'm not trying to sound like a broken record, but we are in Lake Odessa, Michigan, harvesting corn. That's usually one of the number one questions asked every time someone joins. So I just have gotten in a habit of saying it like every 5 or 10 minutes. But he is just so far away from me right now. He needs to watch the live stream. Mert, you should be watching this. Maybe he is. Because then you would know that I'm barely reaching into your grain cart. Yeah, usually they do come at the most inconvenient time. Like yesterday, for example, my steering sensor would not work all day in a field that I desperately wanted it to work. And then, so all day we were running, it wouldn't work, right? My wife shows up to drop off dinners. While I'm out, I hit my battery disconnect just to reset kind of like all the electronics in the combine. I get back in, make my first pass after dinner. Oh my gosh, my auto steers work finally. I'm all excited, make it another maybe 100 yards, and a bearing goes out. So, and I was just about ready to start a live stream, so that's why I didn't live stream last night. And yeah, it just came at the most random time. It's like, man, my auto steer just started working. I was all pumped, setting up my phone to stream, and clunk. Yeah, sensors are, you could pull your hair out with those things. I haven't had too many sensor issues per se this year, or the last couple of years really, on the combine side. On my planter, don't even get me started there. I could rant and rave about that. I run a Fendt Momentum planter with precision technology on it, and I've had a battle. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. I'll go into greater detail when we get to planting season and I start making videos about it. But let's just say I wasn't a happy camper for the last 3 planting seasons. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm getting mentally fatigued. I have not been able to count rows all day. Like, I've always been off 1 row, 2 rows all day long today. And that's the case right now. So I don't know where I got off at, but like, I've done good all year. Both of us have, as far as keeping our row counts on, and just today I have been off almost every time. Yep, Gleaner S98. Our other combine's an S97. Did beans and tobacco for years, my friend. Getting up every morning. What's like tobacco harvest like? Is that like a lot of manual labor? I'm pretty sure they still grow tobacco like in South Carolina or North Carolina, I think. I'm pretty sure I drove by some tobacco fields, but I don't know for a fact. I wasn't sure what it was. That was just my guess. But is that like a lot of manual labor when you harvest tobacco? How's our gear changed over the years? Are you talking like just equipment? As far as combines, we've always ran Gleaners, but they just keep getting bigger and better. So I would say just the biggest way equipment has changed over the years since I've been alive is the technology. Auto steer, the yield monitors, stuff like that. I would say is the biggest change outside of it just getting bigger. I mean, you got to be pretty technically savvy, to run these nowadays. You don't have to be like an expert. But you can't be an idiot either. Do my lungs ever bother me with all the dust? Like, I can breathe fine, but my nose is always like packed, dust. I always sound like I'm like stuffed up, and my throat is, my voice is usually kind of raspy. So, yeah. But I wouldn't say like my lungs are bothering me by any means. And it's not like we're always in the dust in here. There is dust in here, but it's not like dusty in here. So I'm not like sitting in here just breathing in nothing but dust. But when we are sweeping our grain bins and stuff like that, we're in a lot of dust. I try to wear like a respirator. I never used to, but I got in a habit of doing that. I don't know, probably over like the last 5 or 6 years. But like, if you go back and watch like my soybean harvest videos, for example, watch like my morning, like I'd always take my camera and talk to it in the morning to say what we're going to do for the day. And my voice is completely different in the morning from all the soybean dust and stuff, that's in your throat and in your nose. Wheat dust might be, I don't know if it's worse, but it's pretty bad too. Corn dust isn't too bad. In the field anyways. Yeah, so we have cab air filters. There's one outside my door, and then there's one right up here underneath. I don't know, you can probably see the slats in the roof here, like in the ceiling right there, below all those lights. That's a filter as well. So my air is all filtered in here, and it is in all like tractors. So it's not bad. And then as long as you keep your floor vacuumed, it's not horrible inside the combine. And I like to keep a pretty clean cab, so this is what we call the cut of shame. I miscounted rows, and so I had to make one pass just to run 1 row. Like an idiot. I believe he's planning like a field like this at 35,000 with a 24 row planter. Or he might be planting 30,000. I do not plant the corn. I think he's in the stream though, so he might answer in the chat. But I know that's what the standard population, I feel like, right in there. And then he has a white planter. It's a 24 row with precision planting technology on it. So we do some we'll call it variable rate planting. We do some of that. I do the same on the soybean side. Soybeans, I plant anywhere from, I think the lowest I planted this year would have been 110,000 seeds to the acre. And then probably the highest was maybe 160. Can't remember what my highest zone was. Maybe 150. But we've been really getting our populations low on the soybean side. So he says 35,000, 34 to 35. So I wasn't off. I was right in there. But I personally have never planted corn. That's kind of how we operate. He plants all the corn, I plant all the soybeans. And then we both run combines in the fall. Bean acreage. I gotta reread that. Do you normally lose a lot of bean acreage due to deer? No, not really. Woodchucks is the main pest on the soybean side for sure. Woodchucks can devastate like a whole corner of a field. You know, they'll burrow in like behind a barn along the edge of the field, and then they will come out and eat like the entire corner of a soybean field. They do grow back in, but they don't like really produce. So if it's early enough in the summer, like the early summer after planting, I will go touch up areas like that. Is it worth it? I don't really know, but it does prevent weeds, from taking over a little bit. So you could probably say it's worth doing it. But I don't know if I'd travel more than like maybe 5 miles to do something like that. But that's just me. Yeah, sandhill cranes, Vern's right about that. They're out there eating wheat like crazy right now. I don't really ever see them devastate like our soybeans though, necessarily. Like I have seen them out eating them, but I don't know as if I've noticed them doing what woodchucks do. But maybe they do and I'm just dumb. It's very easy with a gleaner combine. I can't really speak to the others, but with a gleaner combine, we can switch from corn to soybeans, soybeans to corn in literally 10 minutes. It's that easy. And that's without really, I would say 10 minutes if you're in a hurry and 15 if you're not. And that's no exaggeration. It's that quick and easy. I've heard with other machines it's not, but I don't know for a fact. Vern probably could comment on the John Deere process because he's in here. I just seen him comment. He runs a John Deere combine. But I never have. We've always been gleaner. So I'm having to do a lot of extra work because of that down tree. I'm still doing this headland. But that is one cool thing about Gleaner anyways. They do make stuff like that pretty easy to do. How did I learn? How do you teach the youngsters coming up? I learned just from riding, honestly. I spent a lot of my childhood riding in the combine with my dad or my uncle. And, you see how they do things, and, I wasn't just riding to ride. I'd ride and watch, and you kind of see how they handle certain situations. You listen to the machine and see how they react when certain things happen, and I don't know, that's just how I learned. And I think that's how I would teach the next generation personally, is they got to come put some seat time in next to the operator. And, start picking up on all the intricacies of operating equipment, and in particular combines. That's my opinion. I don't see how else you would learn other than sitting right here in this seat next to me. And then you kind of just have to have it a little bit too. I mean, you can't teach all of it. Not everybody is good at operating equipment. Some people just don't have the mentality for it or the personality for it. It takes a little something naturally, but it also, you do need to learn also from people that have been doing it. So it's a kind of combination of things. It is a skill, I believe. It's not just like, oh, anybody can do it. I think there is skill in it. Some people are good, some people just aren't. Oh, okay, so that's where that row might have came. So somewhere around half the field I was running a guest row in is what happened. And I didn't realize it. So I gotta put you down for one quick minute again. Yeah, I've always believed that row equipment is a skill. It's a diminishable skill too. You can lose it probably as you get older a little bit. He probably can't see very good. He's so far away from me. Like, how can you even dump in your green card? And it seems like he would pick up on that over time. I'm not trying to trash the guy at all, but it's like, that's what I mean. It's kind of a skill. He should pick up on the fact that I can't barely even reach him. It happens every single time. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, Gleaner is an AGCO brand. Someone told me the other night, and I don't know how true this is, but I was talking to a guy from Germany, and he said they can't use Gleaners in wheat in Germany because the yield is too high. There's not enough throughput. Is how he worded it. No idea if that's true. But I'm not calling the guy a liar, so he's been in multiple of my streams. Maybe he's in this one. Yeah, we do have comms, but he's not our normal grain cart guy, and I just don't want to get him mad, so it's a small field. It's not that big of a deal, but I am getting irritated, obviously. So I'm just letting him do his thing. It's not that big of a deal. Look behind me. It's not like I'm overflowing with corn here. But yeah. Yeah, seat time is priceless. And I got a lot of it as a kid. I remember, like, I would curl. The cabs were a lot smaller back then, but I'd kind of curl up right here in the corner, like of the window of the cab, and I would fall asleep a lot of times at night. The sound of the corn going through the head, even when they were the old tin heads, and pretty loud. Like, I don't know, something about the noise of a combine can put you to sleep. Therapeutic, yeah, a little bit. For sure. I would say so. Like I was just saying about falling asleep, I've had a lot of people in my streams say, man, that sound could put me to sleep. And as a kid, it always put me to sleep. And my daughter was in here tonight sitting on my cooler, and she was about ready to zonk out, so there's something to it. Your dad farms, nice. Where at? Yeah, you're right, guy. One grain cart for 2 combines is a tough job. Absolutely. It's almost unfair to ask them to do it. Like in a field like this, it can be done easily because the yield's pretty low. It's not very big. But in like our big, high-yielding fields, it's almost unfair to ask people to do it. But Skis is a beast. He does it pretty well, so. And I know you've been in my streams. Skis was building a little bit of a fan club, I feel like, in my stream the other night.
Hopefully that was right.
Yeah, the poly heads are way better than the old tin heads. Those suckers were loud. I remember when my dad got his first poly head, and Tim still had, my uncle still had a tin head. We'd all, when us younger guys got a chance to go out and run combine, we'd kind of try to race to the poly head, to the machine that had that one. It's just like a 21 acre field, something like that. So it's pretty small. That's kind of what we're doing tonight. We're doing some of our smaller kind of wild fields, because we are getting to the tail end of our harvest. A lot of years we save these for the last day, but this year we decided to knock them out today and finish in some bigger ones. So in the next couple live streams, you'll see some better action as far as yielding and dumping and all that. Well, thanks. I don't know if my stories are that great, but hey, I'm just answering you guys' questions, so maybe it's the questions that are good. I try to be as interactive as I can, and now that I'm going back and forth, you know, I'm kind of back to answering the questions. But that's what makes live streams fun, is, you know, to have conversation. What do you mean? What do I do for a holiday? Oh, hobby? I'm pretty chill, actually. I don't have a ton of hobbies. I like to mess around on my computer, do a little gaming here and there. Not a ton, but I still game a little bit. Hang out with my family, really. I mean, I know that sounds lame, but we kind of chill at home together. Our son does a lot of sports. We're going to, you know, baseball, basketball, football games. Hang out at the in-laws pool. Nothing crazy. I used to play a lot of slow pitch softball, but my career is over with that. I have bad knees. So I don't know, I just chill now. I don't do a whole lot. YouTube, I guess, would be my hobby now. You like that hum from the engine? Yeah. A lot of people are into that ASMR stuff. I did one short one day where I tried to kind of do a ASMR type thing, where I showed me, like, you know, pressing the latch of the door open, then I came in, turned the key. I tried doing one of those. You can tell a story. I don't know if it's long. I probably won't be able to read it, just being honest. But you can tell the story. I'm sure the people in chat, I'll try to read it. But the people in the chat, I'm sure will enjoy it if I can't. My speed right now is 3 miles an hour. I don't always go this slow, but this corn is like super tall. Very healthy plant. And it's just kind of bogging my machine down. Yes, it's definitely taking a bit of power. I was going like 4.5 earlier today, Vern. Like I've been doing good. It's been hybrid dependent on how it's coming through my head and going through my machine. So this one's definitely a challenge down here in this muck. I know you guys can't tell it's a muck, and it's kind of low ground, and it's just a Garthy corn plant. I mean, look at that. It's taller than my combine cab. So I'm just kind of putzing along down here. Yeah, so in the winter, we do a lot of maintenance in the wintertime on our equipment because we don't have a big enough shop. So in the winter, I do a lot of corn hauling. We kind of work with the ethanol plant in our area. We store a lot of corn for them, so I will haul corn to the ethanol plant from our grain elevator most of the winter. I do a lot of stuff in my office in the winter for tax season and all that. So that's kind of what keeps me personally busy in the wintertime. We do like a little bit of snow plowing, not necessarily for hire, but you know, we like do our own snow plowing. Skis kind of does that though. I don't really get in it a whole lot, but I might try to make some snow plowing videos this winter maybe. So yeah, I mean, it's really hauling corn, you know, doing stuff kind of on the business side. If we had a shop big enough, we would do, you know, more maintenance jobs in the winter. But since we don't, we do a lot of our maintenance in the summer. Me and Skis were kind of talking though, we will try to find at least a few things maybe to do in the shop this winter. Like I can get my combine in there if I take my head off. You know, just so we could make a little bit of YouTube content. We were thinking of different things we could do. So, I don't know, stay tuned for that. We may or may not. You don't always like get your stuff out in the winter either, because we store our equipment, like, you know, not in like central locations. So you don't always get your equipment out and drive it down the salty roads, you know. I think Mert's watching the stream now because he is closer this time. Are you watching, Mert? He won't shake his head at me, so. Oh, no, he ain't really that much closer. He is closer, though, a little bit. I'll see if I can do some ASMR type stuff. What is my wife doing? I'm in the field. She makes dinners. So my wife and my brother's wife both cook dinners for the farm. They kind of split up different nights of the week. So me and her homeschool our daughter. So she's the teacher at home, and then she edits YouTube videos for me. She did have a job working from home, but that job just recently went away, so that's kind of what prompted us to try the YouTube thing, honestly. Because I want to keep her at home, with our daughter, so, and that's what she wants. I'm not forcing her to. So we're trying to make this work. If it works, it'd give her, a little bit of income. I'm not expecting to be like, the craziest YouTuber out there, but if it works out, it works out. If it don't, it don't. Just thought we'd try it. So yeah, she does the homeschooling thing. She cooks dinners. She runs our son to sports. She does a lot for me too. She makes my lunch for me. So when I wake up in the morning, I just get in the fridge and get my lunch. A farm wife's job is really never done, I guess. But just for the record, I don't force her to be like that. That's just how my wife is. She loves doing stuff with the kids, and I like to provide that for her. So if I can, I will. Yeah, Eric, I've never experienced that, but I have always wondered how good that really works when you can control the grain cart and stuff. It would suck in a field like this, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it'd be a lot to do. But in the bigger fields, absolutely, I could see where that would be nice. And yes, it is a good life there. No name. I think everybody's pretty happy. It is 10:30 in Michigan. Well, I appreciate that. And yeah, like I said, when we started the YouTube, obviously that's kind of what prompted us to start it, but we both went into it not like ever expecting to make money off of it. Like, if that happens, awesome. But you know what I mean? It's like, who the heck goes into it expecting to, grow a big audience or something? I kind of think we can, to be honest with you. But no cab corn tonight. The yields aren't good enough. Did you see my picture? I posted that pile for you guys that were watching the other night. It wasn't, it was a good sized pile. I had to do a decent amount of shoveling. I would, before I started doing videos, what would I do in the cab? I like to sing. So I'd be streaming music from my phone, singing songs. I still do that once in a while, but I actually don't have the radio on as much because I can on YouTube. Sometimes, on the screen here, I'll turn I'll put the yield in the background, and you can watch YouTube videos on there. On Saturdays, watch Michigan football games. Or just, sometimes I do just kind of shut everything off, have it be quiet, and just sit alone with my thoughts. I'll do that for hours some days. I'm that kind of person anyways. And I talk to myself a lot. And yes, out loud. You think so, Zach? Definitely? I don't know. That's pretty strong. I think there's a chance. And if I do, awesome. But if I don't, that's perfectly fine too. I'm more or less just trying to give my wife, a little extra income, for herself. And, it gives her a job being the editor. So that is the goal, I won't lie, but I honestly don't expect it. You're on beans in Missouri? All right. You got a lot left? What else do you grow in Missouri? Starting corn tomorrow. Where are you at? There? Oh, Montana. Nice. No, I'm not the only combine out. The other one's, I don't know if you can see his lights over here. It's kind of a Y-shaped field. So he's working like that longer section. I'm down here in the muck. Sometimes it's best in these small fields just to work your own area, stay out of each other's way. I don't know about already set. I wouldn't say that by any means. The only way I'd say we're already set is we just, I think our lifestyle is awesome. We live out in the middle of nowhere. No one bothers us. I think that's having it made, not necessarily how much money you make. I'm not crammed into a city with a house, 10 feet from my house is what I'm getting at. And, I'm doing a fun job, running big equipment. That's cool. So to me, that's what's being said is. It's not about having anything to do with money. Money is useful, absolutely, but I'm not money driven in my life. So, I like money. I buy stuff with it, but it's not what my life is about, if that makes any sense. Corn, beans, and hay. So if you're just starting on beans, did you guys run your corn first? I do like the machine. I won't lie, I've had my struggles with it. Yeah, it's kind of a complicated question to answer, but overall, yes, it's a good machine. Gleaners make good combines. I don't know why they get hated on so much on the internet, but I won't lie, I do not like the Gleaner corn head. The Gleaner Draper head for, grain head, that's great, but their corn head sucks. Yeah, I don't, 3,300 what? I don't know what you're asking there, Montana farmer. Link to my wife, please. She does not have a YouTube channel, but she is on my channel, you know what I mean? She's the editor. So she has access to my account and everything, so I don't know if you could leave a comment, in our community page or something. I think she TikToks and stuff, so maybe if you commented in my community page or something, maybe she could link you her TikTok if she wants. I don't know how comfortable she feels doing that. I don't know exactly all the type of content she's making, but yeah, I think she's trying a little bit of social media herself too, so I do not have Facebook or anything. YouTube's the only social media I have. So this really is the only place you'll find me personally. I do use Twitter a little bit, or X, but I'm not on there a lot. I just read on there. I don't post or anything. No, you can run other heads on a Gleaner. My brother has a Geringhoff, and that will be the next head I own as well, a North Star with the XD snapping rolls. I'm kind of in the process of getting that rolling for next year. And speaking of which, Stuart, if you happen to be watching this, I'm sorry I had to decline your call, but I was in a live stream. Our dealership tried calling me tonight when I was live streaming, but I had to decline his call. I'm sorry, I can't talk all of a sudden. Well, Brandy, comment like on one of my long form videos or something, just so, because I'll be like, oh, this Brandy wants to check out your stuff. She won't know who the heck I'm talking about, so like leave a comment somewhere on one of my videos or something, not in the live stream, but one of my normal videos on my channel, and maybe she'll check you out or link it to you or whatever. I'm not going to do that for her because I don't know, you know, how she feels about that, so. We're kind of private people. I know that sounds weird coming from a YouTuber. Like, I don't care if you see my face, but, like, we haven't really shown, you know, like, where we live. I haven't put my daughter on camera much. She has been, but, you know what I mean? You don't know with all the crazy people out there. Not saying you're crazy, but we're just kind of private people like that. I might come over here so we can get some other combine footage too. Looks like he did a split. So I'll come over here with him. Might make it a little more exciting for the stream.
Check it out. I might have 4 rows off for the first 20 feet.
20 or 4 rows off. So it looks like he moved this way. So I need to come over here, I believe is what he means by that, from what I see. Yeah. Yep. So the other night, he told me when I was live. Well, I guess I don't get it then. I'm just gonna go back to my own side. I don't get what he's saying because he cut back over this way. Unless I'm thinking about that wrong. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know where you're at?
I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm kind of starting to losing my mind a little bit today.
I believe it. Next door to Deerfield.
How late are we running tonight? It's not going to be a late night. This will be it. As far as I know, probably people like to talk on the radio. Yeah, after this field's over, I think we're quitting for the night. Like, it's nice having a radio so we can communicate, but then people just start talking, like, a lot at times. So, yes, it will not be a late night tonight. I will live stream again tomorrow night, probably just after we eat dinner. So, probably like 7, 8 o'clock, something like that, Eastern time. I will every day until we're done, so... Just, if you like these, just keep checking me out sometime in the evening. Well, it depends on where you live, I guess. You have 3 John Deere combines? Nice. How many acres? Oh yeah, farms, okay. How many acres are you running 3 John Deere combines on? Surprised the stream's still going really good because this ain't the best cell phone service spot in the world. 9,000, nice. What state are you in? That's a nice chunk of ground. I'm gonna guess you're in one of the I states. What are you stalking me, Vern? You can see me from... I can see your lights right now. I can see Speedway's lights. Yeah, 9,000 acres. That'd be a chunk of ground to work for sure. We were talking about that the other night. Someone was in here. Can't remember. It was over 10,000 acres that he farmed. Maybe like 17,000, I think is what he said. Maybe he's bullshitting. I don't know, but we were kind of talking about that, whether or not that would be fun or not. 9,000 would be tough. Yeah, Vern can always come ride anytime he wants. It would be a very short ride, though, tonight, because we are about done with this field. Vern's probably running corn tonight himself. Maybe. I seen your combine sitting out today out behind your house. I had to go to Ed Smith's to pick up our tractor in Pottinger. So I know he's running right there. But he can come out. He should before we're done. We'll get Vern on the YouTubes. We're done after this field there, Matthew. So I would just guess probably, can't really tell how many rounds we got left. Not many though, maybe another 10-15 minutes, we'll be done. Thanks, Brandy. Yeah, that's my goal is, to have a community around my channel. I don't want to just be long, the normal videos. I like doing live streams. We could think of other types of events to do as, other, I don't know what yet for sure. I'm kind of shopping ideas around in my head. One idea, which might sound funny to some people, but I make POV videos from my combine a lot, and I think that attracts a lot of people from the Farming Simulator video game. I need to run a poll to find out, though. I'm not swearing by that. But one idea would be we could do live streams on Farming Simulator and stream together, play on a server together and stream, and I think that could be kind of fun for a community. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you watch, and we'll keep making it for you. So yeah, we'll just have to see. I don't know how many people from the game have been on my channel. But that's who originally I was making those POV videos kind of geared towards. Maybe I just guessed wrong. I don't know. A lot of people do watch them, but I have no idea if I was right. I haven't found out a way to figure out yet. I'm going to run a poll eventually on my community page just to see. Yeah, the gleaner's fixed. It was just a bearing. If you're talking about my breakdown last night. Just had a quick bearing repair. We had it back going, I don't know, by 11 o'clock this morning, I think. So it was nothing serious. I kind of thought it was going to be a full day repair when it first happened. So I was kind of bummed. And then I found out I could have ran the T81 today. So then I wasn't so bummed. But then we found out it was just a simple bearing change. Skis whipped that thing out so quick. I literally ran home just for a few minutes. Like I was gone maybe 10 minutes. Had to do something personal, and I came back and I looked. I didn't see skis, and I looked up in there, and it was all put back together. So, skis is a beast. Running class machines? I've never. I would like to check one out. It's not like a dream of mine by any means, but But yeah, I mean, if I got offered a demo day in one, I'd run it, see what they're all about. There's some in our area. I'm always interested in just, at least seeing what the other machines are like. Yeah, I'm not like sitting here thinking like, oh, I'd really love to run a Clausa, if I'm being honest with you. I was kind of thinking that about the Fendt Ideal though. I was like, ooh, I'd really like to run one of those. That was really fun to run. I was like that with the T81 too. I was really excited to see what that was all about. I really love what they did with the transmission in the new Gleaner Combine. So kudos to them for that. Ski, yeah. He is driving semi instead. One of our truck drivers is running the grain cart and Skis is running the truck. So they swapped roles today for whatever reason, and he might be watching the live stream. If he is, he should comment, because I know you. I'm pretty sure it was you that was one of his fans the other night. Remember when I got all the cab corn? I've had my Gleaner for, I believe this is the 5th season on it. I think. I have a horrible memory when it comes to like years, but I think this is the 5th season. We got a rabbit. Why do you run 8-row on a combine that can run a 12? A Gleaner, in our experience, a Gleaner does really struggle with the 12-row. You can do it, you're right, but at a pretty slow speed. My brother ran a 12-row on his combine 2 seasons ago, and he didn't care for it. I personally have never tried it. We can take 16 rows down instead of 12. That, I guess, would probably be the answer. That's kind of the question, right? That's why we want to check out the Fendt Ideal combine, see what a 12-row Class 9 machine would do for us. Does it make sense? So yeah, that's a good question, man. The 12-row versus 2.8s. The Fendt rep said, capacity-wise, it would make sense. But of course he's going to say that, right? And the thing that I think about when it comes to like those questions is just the efficiency. The second combine operator could be off doing other jobs, especially as it's getting harder to find people, to do tillage, fertilizing, you name it. That's kind of how I look at it. And I don't know, I still don't really know what the right answer is, but that's also a huge change. And, it's kind of a scary change. So will we do that? I honestly have no idea. We will probably have a deeper discussion about it in the near future, but in my mind, I don't see us making that change now anyways. Maybe in the future. So yeah, I don't know. So maybe if there's anybody out there watching this that has made that change, 2 8-row machines to 1 12-row, feel free to let me know how that went for you, what you think. But yeah, that's just been kind of an ongoing discussion on our farm for the last few years. Is that something we should be looking at or not? And this field is officially over, FYI. Why do we harvest at night? A lot of people ask that question. That's interesting. Well, we don't work like set hours. We just need to get the job done. So whatever it takes, we'll start in the morning and work until we feel like quitting, really, or until our wet storage is full. It just varies. You got to get your crop out of the field when the weather's good. The weather can flip on you like that. Not that we have any bad weather coming in the next 8 days that I'm aware of. I haven't looked at the weather in a couple days though. But that's the reason. You got to get the crop out of the field when the conditions are right. And so yeah, that's what we do. Whatever that takes. Yep, I gotta take the combine home. I'll probably let you guys ride with me again. I mean, what the heck, why not? Oh, we definitely take care of skis, and just for the record, it's SKEEZ. It's not ski as in like skiing, like snow skis, SKI, and it's not SKEES. It's SKEEZ. I'm going to make some shirts. Something about, it ain't easy being skeezy. Something like that. See, Skis is in here. That's him right there. He's doing well. Just needed a break from the grain cart. So, Skis is in here. He's a beast of a grain cart operator. And I'm not just saying that because he's on the stream. I already said it earlier before I knew. So, yeah, so check out his lights. My windshield wiper's in the way. Let me move that. Yeah, he put those on there this year. We don't normally do stuff like that, but it's pretty cool, huh? I might have to do a set. Yes, I do got to drive home, Kyle. No, Skis is sitting right there in that semi. You're looking at Skis. Wave, Skis. There's Skeezy jumping out. He waved. Corey was in the chat earlier too. I seen him say a few things. I don't know if he's still on there, but he's in that combine. That's Mert. He's one of our truck drivers normally. He spreads chicken litter too. He's probably not on the stream, but if he is, he heard me complaining about his grain carting. It just is what it is. I was trying to tell him to move closer, but he wouldn't, so. Skis wants my corn. He wants me to dump this load on him. Open your mouth, Skis. See if I can hit him in the head. But Skis' grandpa and my grandpa were brothers. That's how we are related. We are cousins. Sorry. I don't know where I'm pointing my camera right now. I'm trying to get lined up in this truck. But yeah, so if there's anybody new watching, just for the record, I do make regular YouTube videos. If you want to check out my channel, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. Trying to do a live stream community where we have conversations like we're having now, answering questions. I think maybe some of you guys in the chat maybe are starting to figure out who's who, maybe a little bit. Some of you have ran into each other more than once in my streams. So I think that's cool once people start learning a little bit, learning each other maybe. How long is my shift? Well, I don't really work a shift. I just work until it's done. But we are quitting for the night right now. So after I get done dumping this in the truck, I'm going to knock off all these leaves off my head. I will keep the stream going though. And then I'll take you guys down the road with me till we get to the farm. And then when I get to the farm, I'll probably shut the stream down after a few minutes. Maybe I'll sit there and just chat with you guys for a little bit. But, so yeah, this is what my live streams typically are. We're just running corn and shooting the breeze. I feel like you guys kind of like it, and so do I. So we'll keep doing them. Although our harvest is almost over. We only have a few days left. But we'll figure out something to do in the winter. I don't know for sure what yet, but we will be shopping some ideas around, and you know, I'll put like maybe come up with a few different ideas, and I'll put maybe like a poll on the community page where people can vote on certain things, just to figure out like what everybody likes and dislikes. Yeah, there's some regulars here. I've already recognized like your name. There's like, I'd say a good probably 10 different usernames that I recognize from previous streams. You're definitely one of them, hunting and stuff. I remember chatting with you the other night. Kyle. Yep, Kyle Smith. So you guys will always be the OGs. Eventually, if this gets big enough, I'm going to need like moderators and stuff in the chat. You guys will be the first people I come to. Some of you people that are in here first. So, or if there's any sort of special privileges. I'm starting to pick up on some of the names, but I don't always read the name to every single chat though either, because it's like I'm trying to work. Well, I appreciate that, Zach. No thank you needed though. I'd be doing this whether you liked it or not. But thank you. That's nice of you to say. Yeah, we are about done, Penny. We're done for the night right now. So here in a second, I'm gonna stick you guys on my window over here where my phone mount is. I'm gonna get out, kick these leaves off, which will take me like 2-3 minutes, maybe. And then I'm going to take you guys on down the road. We're only going a couple miles, but we're going to the farm over that way. And, you know, maybe I'll sit there like this for a few minutes and chat when we get back, but then we'll end the stream at some point. Jesus did die for me. You're right, Wyatt. I am a firm believer in that statement. So, I am going to clean my head off. Not this head, that head. And I'll be back. We'll drive home. So you guys can just chill together. I'll be gone for like maybe 2 minutes.
You're good to go, right?
Oh man, that's dusty. Whoever was asking about the dust earlier. Woo. That's rough. The King of Kings, absolutely. I appreciate that, Penny. I hope you guys had a good harvest down there as well. Beans and corn, cotton is soaked at the moment. That's not good. That gate thing is handy. Sorry. Don't think you guys want to look at my ugly mug. Oh, you're talking about that gate thing? Yeah, that is handy. You can just kind of step out. You got to be careful, obviously. It gets slippery at times. But yeah, just kind of stand down there, and we have handles up here too on the outside. I don't know if I can. There's like a handle out there. Like right there's one. There's one over there. So you can hold on up there. So I'm in Michigan. We're on the downside of harvest here in Michigan, on our farm anyways. I guess I can't speak for everybody. We have, roughly 400 acres yet to run, so we're getting down there. Should finish, maybe over the weekend is what we're looking at. Our soybeans have been done, for a few weeks, or a couple weeks anyways now. We had a total of 1,700 acres of corn, 1,750 to be exact. So yeah, it feels good that we're, right there, about to get done. You're going to finish watching the Pacers game. All right, well, have fun enjoying that. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we'll be done in a few days. So, pretty excited. Once I get out here on the road, I'll get you guys a nice road shot home. Can be a little sketch coming down through here too. There's a little tree tunnel. It's not as bad as our drive here if you were on the stream then. But yeah, we'll put some flashers on for now. This is what we're looking like for the beginning of the drive. It's like a little, it's tight down through here, but it opens up eventually. I'm not sure anything about the alpha toxins, but our high teen of 19, I believe, the other day anyways. Not sure what this field was. I think where I was running down in here is wetter because it's a muck. Yeah, we've had good moistures lately, the last week or so. When we started running, we were around 26%. So it's came down a lot. And we are in the low 20s at the moment. So I'm just gonna, what gear am I in? Yeah, I'm in road gear. Just gonna kind of take it easy through here until we get past all these low-hanging trees and stuff. Yeah, we had a good year, good yields, good weather. It was mostly dry. Had probably 3 inches of rain maybe over the last 2 weeks or week and a half, but we were dry enough and just kind of soaked right in. Good yields. I think our farm average on our soybeans was like 64 or 62, something like that. I don't really remember. And I'm in corn mode right now. And on the corn side, I don't know for a fact, but I would just call 230 probably our farm average on the corn side right now. That's just what I've seems like every dang field is making is 230. So, right in that area. So that's pretty good. Absolutely a blessing. Today it was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 fields, but technically 5 really. It just depends on how you want to count them, but we'll just say 4 fields today. All of them are relatively small, so it was not a high acre day. We knew we weren't going to get a lot of running today in, so we just kind of picked some of our small fields that usually consume a lot of time, and we just decided to run them today, get them out of the way. There's a deer up here. I see some eyes. See if you guys can see them or not. And what are you? A doe. Look at her. I know my windshield wiper's in the way, but Oh, she took off. So I don't know if you've seen her, but you have one class cutting out 120, probably put the acre on the next place. Okay. Bushel, yeah, I got you. This is Michigan. We just got done for the night. So just whoever's in here, I'm taking you on the ride home back to the shop. It ain't very far, just a couple miles. So yeah, I mean the stream is essentially over, but I will continue streaming. And then when we get back, I'll probably sit here and answer a few more questions before we get off for the night. But so yeah, I probably won't read any more comments, especially once I turn this corner, until I get back to the shop. So yes, this is Michigan. Have I been hunting? I've been hunting before, but I am not a hunter. I got into it a little bit as a teenager, but so no, I do not hunt. I'm not that interested in it, to be honest with you. I used to do some fur trapping. I did like that. That was pretty fun. Yeah, we'll get some rest tonight for sure. So, well, I mean, hey, it's already 11. By the time I get home, kind of get some of my YouTube footage moved to the computer, take a shower. I mean, it'll probably be still like 1:30 before I get to bed. But I will try. Maybe I just won't move any footage tonight. I think I got a couple videos ahead anyways, so maybe I will just go straight to the house when I get home and take a shower. I never would have dreamed having a YouTube channel would be this much work, honestly. It's a lot to handle. So I'm glad my wife started editing for me, because when I started doing it, I was doing the entire process from this seat. When we were running beans, I was doing the editing right in here. I was doing all of it. And then once I noticed people were actually watching, then I was like, okay, I got to figure out something else, because I ain't going to be able to keep up and, you know, put out quality stuff. And so then that's when my wife, you know, jumped in and started doing the editing. So now I just get the footage to her, she puts it together. And I do all the I'll still do the POVs myself, like 100% myself from the seat, but she puts together the long form stuff. Rice? I don't do rice, if you're talking to me. Corn and soybeans and wheat. Yeah, we have been gaining good there, hunting and stuff. I seen it explode after the first live stream. I was like, actually, yeah, it was the first one, I think. The first and the second one, I live streamed back-to-back days, and I think over those 2 days gained like 700. So, you know, whatever it was, if it was live streams, and I made a video like explaining how we do headlands. And that got a ton of views. Like, a lot of people were really interested in that. So I didn't have any idea that would be one of my highest viewed videos, but it was. So you just never know. That's the thing. Like, what everybody really likes or wants to know. So that's why I've been making kind of a wide range of stuff, trying to figure it out. Like, okay, what is it that people want to see? I kind of always knew in the back of my mind the live stream would definitely work. I just never knew if I could get it to be a decent enough quality, or if I'd be able to gain enough subscribers initially to be able to live stream. Because you can't live stream until you get 500 subscribers. Or no, I'm sorry, 50. Which isn't a lot, right? But it used to be 1,000. So when I first started looking at doing YouTube, it was 1,000. I was like, oh man, there's no way. when you sing, you want me to sing? Is that what you're trying to get at? I'm not going to sing on the live stream. I do not have a good voice. You should be able to tell by my talking voice that there's no way I'm going to be able to sing. I do like the Eagles, but no, I'm not going to sing. I'm sorry, Brandy. Can't do it. I'm not going to embarrass myself yet. Maybe someday. But that would be way too embarrassing. Yeah, I got everything except for the watch hours. I'm getting close though. I think a couple more live streams, I think will put me over that hump. Then I will be in the YouTube partner program. So I'm right there. I got the subscribers. You know, I still want to keep gaining, obviously, but I just need the watch hours now, and we're really not that far from it. So for only being a 3-week-old or 4-week-old channel, whatever it is, I feel like that's pretty good. So, you know, I don't know what or how quickly it typically happens, but so yeah, I'm just trying. I gotta get like just a little bit more watch hours, and then I'm there. So I kind of think the live streams will get me over that hump on the watch hours, because the live streams pull people in, you know, to watch other videos too. So it's not only getting me views on the stream, it's getting views on other videos. And so I'm glad I started doing them. But we are here where I'm just gonna wait in line for fuel. So yeah, I'll stay here for a little while longer and chat, as long as you guys want to. What's your favorite song, Brandy? And if I know it, I'll consider it sometime. Not tonight, but Skis, I don't know if he's still on, just because he's probably driving the semi down the road. Maybe he's listening to it, I don't know. Yeah, you're right, and I think that's why they get like so many views. Even because it doesn't necessarily, like, that's what I was saying earlier, it doesn't mean like 16,000 people actually watched my live stream, but at least they clicked on it, you know what I mean? I think that's what the game's all about. And I'm not really out here trying to like clickbait people either. But I think that's how the game is actually played, you know what I mean? Just all they gotta do is click. That's why everybody has clickbaity titles to their videos. So, because even if you click on it and back out, I think that's a view. Because that's what that 6-hour stream we did the other night, that's how many views I had, was 16,000. Well, I know 16,000 people weren't in my live stream that, you know, the whole night. So how much fuel do I need? I'm at a half a tank right now. So I don't know the fuel capacity actually, gallon wise, on this combine. I'd have to Google that. But yeah, I'm at a half a tank. But I only I started running at maybe 11 o'clock, so it wasn't like a full day for me because of that bearing issue. This is the soybean storage facility right here. When my grandpa was farming, you know, when I was a kid, this setup here used to hold all our crops. Corn, soybeans, some years wheat, and now it only it barely even holds our beans now. They would have to ship some stuff out, to make room for corn or whatever. Maybe ship out some beans to get all the corn in here. But all our beans this harvest didn't even fit in our facility here. We had to ship some of our beans out just to put more beans in it. So that's kind of how things have changed in my lifetime, even. Isn't that kind of crazy? First generation farmer? No. I am a 6th generation farmer. I believe. I mean, inherit, yeah, that's one way of mentioning it or saying it, I guess. I've worked on the farm most of my life, so you do kind of earn it too, right? But yeah, I mean, it's not like I went out and, started it from the ground up. Most farms are family farms, passed down from generation to generation. Thanks, Vern. Appreciate that. Yeah, I already put the ladder down. She's gone. Skis, I think, is sitting in that truck right there, maybe. If you're lucky, because I know you're a Skis fan. If you're lucky, he might just pop right up in this cab. You never know. Sometimes he comes and visits while we're waiting for fuel. That's what we're doing. He's fueling up. So I'm just kind of waiting in line. Yep, and here he comes. He's probably listening, though. So we'll see what Skis has to say tonight. Are you listening or something?
I got you right here in my ear, buddy.
See, he's listening. I don't know if I can zoom out.
Yeah.
So what's up, Skeezy? Your number one fan's in here.
Yeah, nice.
He's got a good name, though. So, Kyle Smith. So yeah, I put the ladder down just so Skis could get in.
Kyle Smith. Is that my brother-in-law, Kyle Smith?
I don't know.
Oh, no, his name's Corey.
So no, I doubt it.
No, it's...
No, I think, I can't remember where Kyle said he was from. Is he from, where are you from, Kyle? I know you told me on the last one. Well, it's B Kyle Smith, so what's B stand for? Or does it mean B Kyle Smith? Like, you should
It's not the Kyle Smith.
You should be Kyle Smith.
You gotta be like Kyle Smith.
Kyle's a good name, though. With the bin extensions up, I don't know. How tall do you think these are when the bins are up?
Yeah, I'd say probably close to 25. Yeah, I was about to say 4.
Yeah, probably. We just think maybe 25 feet. We'll say no taller than that.
We're gonna have to get the measuring tape out on these things.
Yeah.
Spec them right out, because the books will say one thing, but
right.
We can give them true stats.
I could ask my AI on my phone that doesn't like skis.
Yeah.
The AI, I asked the AI. I can't talk. I asked the AI on my phone if it likes skis, and I don't think so.
It said it can't form personal opinions.
Well, it didn't want to be rude.
Yeah.
Didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
See, I don't know, hunting and stuff, we think probably 25 feet, just to answer your question. This is how we sit. Yeah, I'll show you that. When you want to relax, you just put your legs up on the steering wheel.
Dude, it is hot in here.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, you've been outside.
Yeah.
The climate control in here has been kind of wonky today.
You got a 75.
Like, I know, but it gets cold at times. Like, it'll start pumping cold air.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of keeps bouncing itself back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Yeah, you can look it up. I bet you we're not far off, though. When they're folded down, they have to be, like, isn't it like 13 feet?
Yeah, under
I
13.
think it's got to be under 13 feet folded down. So, like for regulations on the road. So if you can imagine them being up, I know they're not 10 feet tall. So think about that. That's one way of looking at it. I would say they're 4. So I would just say it's like 17 feet, honestly.
Yeah. That's also, well, I don't know.
That's gonna be my guess. What's your guess? 24? You're sticking
I'm
with
going to stick with 24.
I'm going 17. So why don't you look that up?
But I'm a terrible judge of distance.
Whoever is closer, without, are we doing the closest without going over? or
Oh
just
shit!
closest?
Then I gotta re-guess.
No. All right, we'll just say whoever's the
I'm gonna
closest
wins.
wins a lunch. So the loser has to buy, between me and Skis, the loser has to buy the other person lunch. Whoever's closer, I'm saying 17 feet. He's saying 24. You sticking with it? All right.
Oh yeah, I gotta.
He's got to stick with it now.
Gotta stick with my guns.
Don't forget your cooler when you.
I know.
You will.
Yeah, probably. If I leave it there all night.
He says, "Hey, Skis." Yeah, he's listening to you or reading, whatever.
Sup?
I forgot you guys aren't talking.
I know, that'd be so cool if
I
I could
know.
just listen to what they're saying too. As long as they wouldn't talk over each other.
Yeah, he's here, Kyle. Oh boy, I win. 14.8 with extensions up.
That's it?
I know. What did I say?
17?
17, yeah.
Yeah, it's...
That's kind of surprising,
All
but
right.
yeah, I could believe it.
Did they Google that or something?
Probably.
So I still think it's possibly wrong.
He's still gonna argue. Where did you get your information? I believe it. Because they're not that tall. Like when you stand on the roof, right, when they're up, they only come up like, I don't know.
Oh, the extensions, yeah.
So if the cab, let's say the cab height's 13, I mean, that, what did you say again? 14 feet.
No, someone says 11.9.
Is still the door on our only 14 feet. He typed it in Google. So the answer came from Google.
Yeah, well, I guess we got a 15, 16 foot shop door and we can't.
So Skis owes me lunch. Oh, you guys seen that? I'm gonna start pumping some fuel here. So thank you for settling that bet. I'll gladly take a free lunch. It'll probably be a few days before I get it, but I'll enjoy it with you if I could. Yeah, the tires probably could make a difference, but regardless, he said like 7, or what did he say? He said 24 feet or 17 feet, something kind of way off. So I was definitely closer regardless. Skis. Is he a good cook? I don't know. I don't think. See, we went camping together. I don't think if I ate any of his food. I don't think he cooked. He does a lot for me all the time, so it's like I was trying to let him relax. So I did a lot of cooking. He's listening. I don't know if he cooked. And if he did, I don't think he cooked for me. That's kind of rude, huh? He's saying he's kind of a good cook. Oops, wrong buttons. I'm gonna guess that his wife cooks most of the meals at home. That's just my guess. My wife's a really good cook. She cooks all the meals at home at our house, and I used to do a lot of grilling. I slowed way down on that. Yeah, something to look forward to after harvest. You know, like at work here, like let's say during the summer when we're working here every day at the shop, we used to go to lunch like almost every single day. But just like this year, we really kind of cut back on it a little bit. We tried to make it like one day a week instead of every day. We did have stretches though where we'd go a couple days a week. Where are you at, Condor? We haven't had rain here in just over a week. Yeah, he is way off. He's way off in his head anyways. He's off his rocker. Where'd you guys get rain at, Condor? I don't know what state you're in. Minnesota? Okay. Oh, Cornder. Cornder? My eyes are bad. Comder. I really need to put my glasses on when I'm reading these. Was I talking to you the other night? Are you from South Africa? I was talking to someone in the chat the other night. You're like one of the South African refugees or whatever that came over here.
You want to put your extensions up? You're over 12 foot with them down.
He wants to measure. He's got the tape.
But I'm way off.
You're still way off.
But
Ski's gonna settle this once and for all. South of the Twin Cities, not South Africa. Okay, I just wondered. I was talking to someone who said they were in Minnesota the other night, and they said they came over from South Africa or whatever. So he's trying to measure here. Let's find out. He's got the tape. Oh. If you get it over here, I can help you latch it, but the tire might be in the way though. Oh, sorry, I had the camera the other way. I forgot.
what is it for?
14.4.
So it's only 10 foot off.
Yeah, Skizel's 10 feet off. 14 feet 4 inches. He's at 10 feet 4. And I said, what did I say? I said, I don't remember what I said now, but he was way off. He's on drugs. Hopefully some good drugs. Let's collab. I have a t-shirt connect. You're in Canada. I'm not worried about tariffs, but we could maybe do that. Yeah, I would like to. If you're in that kind of business, I would definitely at least like to chat with you, because I do want to do some t-shirts. So, like, I want to do nice shirts though, like good shirts. So yeah, you'd have to hit me up somehow. I don't know. Like, I don't think you can like DM people on YouTube, as far as I know, but maybe I'm wrong. So unless you know how, you're more than welcome to. But you could also just like in the comment, and communicate that way or something. I'm definitely interested. I do figure that out. I do have like a screen printing shop near us, like right around the corner from here, and I know the guy that runs it. So that's kind of what I was originally thinking. But yeah, I'd be interested just to hearing about it, I guess. Do we have Fendt combine? We don't own one. We demoed one. There will be a video coming out probably tomorrow. I can't decide when I'm going to release it. It's made. We demoed a 9T the other day, like a few days back. So the video's made on it. I just can't decide if I want to put it out tomorrow or the next day. So it's coming sometime this week, a video that we made about it. So no, we don't own one, but we ran one. We have some Fendt tractors. We have a 936, a 1042, and a 1050. I'm going to park right there. I'm going to spin around and park facing the door of the shop. I am almost full. I'm at 96%. You probably can't read that. So I'm getting close to being full. Scrappy Industries. His new vid, he had to rescue 9510. The left wheel busted off. Oh, I bet that it would be quite an ordeal. No, but I've never heard of that channel, to be honest with you. I might have to check that out, Lee. You might have just gained that guy a viewer. I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, the 9T we used was the ideal drive as well. I enjoyed running it. You'll see my thoughts on it. I won't talk too much about it. If you watch the video anyways. I did like it a lot. Oh, I'll just say, I thought it was very impressive. I'll just leave it at that. But I honestly, you run it for a couple hours. I probably ran it for like 2.5 hours. That doesn't tell you what it's like over 5 years, you know what I mean? But in 2.5 hours is one of the more impressive machines I've ever ran of any type of equipment. I was very impressed with it. Sam and his name. Okay, I'll check out his channel. Scrappy Industries. So is he like always repairing like farm equipment, or is it like all sorts of stuff? I'm guessing by the name it's all sorts of stuff. Yeah, my house is, let's see, I live about 1.5 miles from here. Our entire family pretty much lives, I'd say, within, I don't know, let's just call it a 5-mile radius of where I'm sitting right now. Yeah, it's all different things. I kind of figured by the name, probably just anything scrap. I mean, not necessarily scrap, but I think I get it. Yeah. So yeah, we all kind of live right here in this area. I think my mom's the furthest away. I'm just guessing 5 miles. I don't know what it is over to her house. It's not very far though. So that's probably pretty close to accurate. Ski's gonna take me home? No, he's not. I'm gonna drive myself home. Skis is gonna drive himself home. He also lives 1.5 miles from here, so just in the opposite direction. So no, Skis will not be driving me home. What are you trying to imply? He's my cousin. We're not like that. You want to drive this gear? Thank you. Yeah, it's fun doing this stuff for sure. I'm enjoying it, like just probably as much as you guys are. But the first time, I don't think that'll ever happen, but the first time like I goof up and smash something while I'm doing this, I'll probably have to figure something else out. Yeah, he is a good grain cart driver. We gotta see. I think I'm full or close to it. those gloves. I'm gonna have to throw them away now. I don't want my cab to smell like diesel fuel. Every time. I'm throwing so many pairs of gloves away because of that damn fuel cap or whatever the hell. Like, we have an auto shut-off nozzle, you know, like you do at the gas station, but it always, like, shoots it out. And then it fills up my cap. My cap's on a chain and it hangs there. And then go to put the cap on. The diesel, you know, spills out onto your gloves. Not fun for business. You know, you don't want your cab to smell like diesel fuel. So there's the other machine. We have a very small shop. The tractor is behind me. And you probably can't quite tell, maybe you can, but you cannot get this head through the door. The combine will fit, though, if you take the head off. It's still very tight, but it will go in the door, and you can do stuff in there. But there's, like, barely any room, you know, around it when it's in there. Yeah, he's a good cart man. I'm not just saying that because he's probably listening, but he's just a beast at everything. Great mechanic, works hard, A+ in my book. But all right, folks, I think that's probably gonna end the stream unless you got something else quick. Look for more streams. Tomorrow night, probably, like I said, 8 o'clock Eastern, and the following night. I'll do it every night until we're done. I'll probably do, on the very last day of harvest, no matter the time, I'll probably try to live stream the entire last field. That'd be kind of fun, I think, especially if it's like in the evening when all of you guys can watch, just because you've been on the ride here for a few nights now. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it. And anyone else in here, if you're new, go ahead, check out the channel. If you like it, subscribe. You don't have to. If you don't like it, that's cool. Yeah, then we'll all kind of figure out, you know, after harvest, what the plan will be for the winter. And regardless what we end up doing, if you like this content, don't unsubscribe and lose it, because you know, come spring planting, that'll be here before you know it. We're doing it again during planting. There will be a lot of content made in the summer, and again next harvest. So, you know, stick around, because more stuff's coming over the years. And yeah, that's all I got, I guess. Hopefully it's a big field. Yeah, I don't know which field we're gonna end in. I gotta think about that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about that probably a little bit. It'll be a decent sized field, I think, regardless. You know, we don't have any really sorry, my fan speeds up too much. We don't have any really big fields left, but we have like some 60-acre fields. We have probably, I don't know what that other one is in Sunfield. If it's an 80 or something. I've never actually worked on that field, but it's a decent. We have some decent sized fields. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, even if it's daytime, I'll stream it. Whoever can join, and if you can't join, you could always watch it later. I do, if I can remember, I'll set it to public so people can watch it later if they want. And yeah, so anyways, stick around the channel if you like the type of content, because I'll do more live streams, like I said, in the spring, maybe even this winter if we can come up with a good idea. I'll need some feedback from all you guys. You know, I'll make some polls like in the community page. So you guys can help me kind of figure it out too, because I want to do stuff that people like. I don't want to just do something and everyone's like, oh, this is stupid. So during the day, yeah, I could probably do that. Maybe I'll do like a shorter stream in the day, like midday or something, you know, just after lunch, and a longer stream at night. Maybe that's how I'll do it. Last time I tried streaming during the day, I got very few viewers. Just because not many people are on YouTube during the day. So that's kind of why I choose the nighttime, because most people are at home, either laying in bed or chilling on the couch or whatever it is they're doing. And yeah, we might be able to do some of that, hunting and stuff, maybe something in the shop. I know there's a couple like easy maintenance types of jobs we need to do on my combine. Whether or not we do it in the winter or not, I don't know. But that is one idea that me and Skis had. Like just changing like the final drive oils, you know, that type of stuff that needs to be done just because my machine's getting older. From India, wow. All right, welcome. We're just about ready to end the stream. So you probably, I don't know if you just got in here, but you missed some corn harvest. I'm just at the shop. We're about ready to shut down. So yeah, you guys kind of think about it, and we'll all talk about it at some point, what we're going to do this winter as a community. And what do I do when I get home? I usually spend anywhere from a half an hour to an hour moving footage from my cameras to my computer. You know, and then I go in the house, take a shower, and lay in bed, check YouTube, like analytics for a little. That's it. We are in Michigan, the state of Michigan in the U.S. Just a small farming town. If you want to see kind of what my channel's about, just check out my channel. I make videos and do live streaming. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. I will be live streaming again tomorrow. But it sounds like you're on a completely different schedule than us. You are, if it's morning where you're at, right now it is almost midnight here. So yeah. But all right, this was 3 hours and almost 20 minutes long. Thanks for joining in, everybody. It was fun again. So I'll look forward to it tomorrow. So join in tomorrow. Peace.